So I wanted to make a quick video because you have already heard that Roe v. Wade has been completely overturned by the Supreme Court, and now there's going to be a bunch of different states doing trigger laws and some just outright banning it completely. We see a map right here where abortions were banned by trigger laws, ones where the abortion rights will be protected, and abortions to likely be banned are already going into the process of being banned because there are some orange, yellow states on this list, like Alabama, which, let's be honest, Alabama is going to ban abortion. There's no doubt about it. It might as well be in the orange category. So when we talk about some of these abortion rights and abortion restrictions and them outright banning it, some go above and beyond. It is now a state issue. It is a state-by-state issue, so some states will do it differently. Some states will do it like Missouri, where there are no exceptions for rape or incest in the state of Missouri. This is a part of their trigger bannings that took place right after Roe v. Wade was overturned, and it is one of those completely insane laws where if you have, let's say, an uncle who violates a 13-year-old, get her pregnant, in this state, I slurred a little bit, in this state, they will force that 13, 14, 15-year-old to have a kid because they see it as some kind of perverted gift from God or some crap like that. You know, it is absolutely insane, but this is what we can expect more from the Republican Party, because clearly these people are just on the precipice of just coming out and saying that they are theocrats, and they don't really do a good job of hiding it anymore. They're also calling for violence. A Republican GOP consultant said shoot to kill in a response to abortion rights violence. We can go down here. It is a part of a post here, and the quote is, "Nasty, ugly, gender-confused animals will torch American cities and do everything they can to tear down the fabric of America." This is a part of Carrie Lake's consultants. She is a Republican, of course. Well, of course she's a Republican. Nobody else would be crazy enough to say something such as that. But here is the quote right here from Colton Duncan. This is a supposed consultant for Carrie Lake. But here we go. Oh, hell, here we go. John Cornyn, I messed his name up. But John Cornyn, now do Plessy v. Ferguson versus Brown v. Board of Education. And now this is even more crazy. Now we're going down the rabbit hole of conservative craziness. Now, Plessy v. Ferguson was a separate but equal, where it was an excuse to allow racial segregation on like a state level, federal level. And then Brown v. Board of Education pretty much took an axe to it, so much so that Plessy v. Ferguson is basically null and void, and it doesn't count. Now, this is pretty ambiguous on John Cornyn's part, and I think he knows this because he wants to have a area of plausible deniability. Republicans do it all the time. They'll say something pretty innocuous, something that you really can't hold them down to, something that could have two different meanings. So if you call something out, they say, "Oh no, I actually meant the other thing." And Chris Hayes actually tweeted about this and said, "This tweet is syntactically weird, but he's not advocating reversing Brown. He's saying Brown, like Dobbs, also reversed a precedent, so you can't be mad about what the court did in Dobbs if you like Brown. It's a dumb dunk not calling for overturning Brown." Now, some people in the comments are rightfully saying that, you know, we shouldn't be like taking these guys and being completely naive and generous to these people anymore and giving them the benefit of the doubt, because they have been advocating clearly for violence. They have still, in large part, spread rumors about the election being illegitimate, that Biden isn't the president in 2022. We still have the Jan 6 hearings going on. And you also have the Texas GOP platform. Let me scroll up a bit here. You have the Texas GOP platform calling for abolishing the 1965 Voting Rights Act and calling homosexuality abnormal. Now, obviously, the 1965 Voting Rights Act is to not racially target voters and make it harder for them to vote. Like, it's clear what they want to do here. And it is absolutely mind-boggling that we still have people taking the GOP by the word and thinking that these people are arguing in good faith. They are clearly not. It is absolutely bat crap insane what they're doing. And I want to follow this up a bit. And we have Lauren Boebert, which is another one of these crazy Republicans, just another lunatic, say that we the people refers to the Christian church. Let's go ahead and bring up the video real quick and we'll play it in real time.
I love the Constitution because it highlights we the people. And we the people are we the church. Amen. And church, this is our year. This is our time to rise up and show forth the goodness of God.
Yeah, the goodness of God, which means banning abortions in the case of rape and making a 13, 14-year-old girl go to terms through pregnancy. Yep, that is the good of God. God is good. Yes, indeed. Now, also, to top it off, the Texas GOP called being gay abnormal, like I said earlier, and then they banned a gay conservative group from their conventions called the Log Cabin Republicans. They were denied a table at the state convention because they are gay and the Republicans are homophobic. Well, there are a lot of different things, but they're also homophobic. So that is the GOP. That is where we are at. And people say, well, this is just Texas. But let's be honest, Texas is one of the biggest GOP strongholds in the country. And nobody is holding these people accountable. Nobody is going on TV saying, oh, look at Texas. These guys are crazy. They are beyond the pale or something like that. This is basically the GOP now. This is what they stand for. And nobody really seems to care on the GOP side because they become crazier every month, every week, every second. And they have completely primed their audience to accept more and more and more radical views. This is how it happens. And when I say it, I mean fascism, because this is the road that the Republican parties are going under. They are any percent speed running fascism right now, or at least a theocratic state, if not fascism itself, authoritarianism, theocratic fascism. So that is what we can be looking forward to in terms of what they want to ban next through their stacked Supreme Court. Nobody really knows for sure. You can't put a 100% on it, but it is concerning that you had Justice Clarence Thomas, come out and say in very aggressive terms, talking about gay marriage and all of that type of stuff. So will they be looking to go after Obergefell next? Well, it is very possible, and I wouldn't be surprised for it. So, yep, that is something to look forward to.